So Brian Johnston, aka the Liver King,
Liver is king.
seems to be going through what appears to be a manic episode right now.
Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight.
And just recently, he was arrested for uttering threats towards Joe Rogan
I actually challenged Joe Rogan to a fight.
and going to Austin, Texas with his crew, filming some very bizarre Instagram reels.
A quick video to weigh myself right now. In case you didn't know, I take shits on the ground. This is where I lay in the shower. I lay it on the ground. That's my enema bucket.
It appears that he hasn't been sleeping for multiple days at a time. I want to weigh in on this from the perspective of somebody who has been through a manic episode before and has a little bit of insight about something like this. I'm seeing a lot of creators online making videos and poking fun of the Liver King without really understanding what happens when you're in a manic episode. Part of the reason why I'm making this video is I want to spread more awareness around mental health issues. Now, I want to preface the video by saying I'm not a fan of the Liver King. I don't like the fact that he made a career off of lying to people. But on the same token, he's a human being and he is definitely struggling with something right now.
Look at what the chefs made me today. Meat mountain.
I also don't condone the fact that he is threatening Joe Rogan. I don't think that's a good thing for anybody to be doing, and I want to make that very clear in this video. He's clearly not in his right frame of mind if you've seen any of his recent posts.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out.
And he's been released from custody from police, and he's still continuing to post manic videos on Instagram.
I still want to invite Joe Rogan, or I'll come to his house. I'm inviting him to mine.
I know a lot of other people will have their opinions on the Liver King for how he became famous and how he apparently scammed people and how he's a snake oil salesman. We kind of have to put that all aside right now and just look at this situation for what it is. And in my personal opinion, just from watching some of his videos and going through his YouTube, it seems to be a drug-induced psychosis. Now, I did see him in a video where he was doing some sort of, it appeared to be an ayahuasca ritual.
For you to cover up your eyes so we get no distractions.
He was talking about the hallucinations he was having.
I saw these guys get married. I saw both of them at their weddings. I saw him being all charming and bossy and charismatic.
When you take these types of drugs, it can dissociate you from reality.
We're about to embark on another plant medicine ceremony.
You can start believing some pretty wild things.
The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did.
It can rewire your brain and make you think some very outlandish things, and you can start to act really out of character. In this day of social media and the fact that he's a social media influencer, he's been posting his mania online. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about the dilated pupil he has in that one eye. The reason why he has that dilated pupil is because apparently he got injured while he was doing a band workout. If you're on drugs, both of your pupils will dilate. Judging from the way he's acting and the way he's been ranting on about Joe Rogan.
Now that we know that he's full of shit, we're talking about the Liver King.
And I think he's been saying some stuff about Derek from More Plates, More Dates. And I think this all relates to the fact that they exposed him originally for using steroids. That ultimately led to his apology video that he made quite a few years ago.
I'm making this video to apologize because I'm embarrassed and ashamed because I lied and I misled a lot of people.
I don't want this video to be like a lot of the other videos that I'm seeing where they're just shitting all over the Liver King. There's been a plethora of videos like that. You know, more of us need to have a little bit more empathy. I've been seeing a lot of these comments about him. People are, it's almost like they're cheering his downfall on. And I get a lot of it has to do with the fact that he lied to his audience in order to profit. As we see this kind of stuff happening with a lot of different celebrities, and the majority of people have no concept of what happens when you're in a drug-induced mania. And maybe people in the future will have a bit more awareness and will be less likely to attack somebody else. Because at the end of the day, the Liver King definitely needs help. Some of the videos you're seeing of him, he looks very disheveled. He's definitely aged quite a bit over the past couple of years. If you go and look at some of his older videos, he looked a lot younger. I don't know if this has to do with the stress associated with losing his popularity. I don't know if it's the drugs he's using. When I went through mania, I was online and I was saying a lot of outlandish stuff. Now, I never threatened anybody. That's not something I would do. It's not in my nature. I don't know the Liver King. I don't know why he was doing what he was doing. Part of me thinks it's a bit of a ploy for him to get some more fame again, because a lot of these influencers, once they start falling off or they get involved in these scandals, they'll do anything they can to regain their popularity back. Joe Rogan's the biggest podcaster in the world right now, so why wouldn't he try and get on the podcast? Now, I've watched Joe Rogan talking about him trying to get on the podcast. Apparently, a lot of his people were trying to get him on the podcast, and Joe Rogan just didn't have any use for him to be on there. But he's been incessantly attacking Joe Rogan over the past, I don't know if it's been like 2 or 3 weeks. It might have even been longer. Another thing too, when you watch a lot of these videos, you can see the look on his family's face. They look very disappointed. They look like they don't want to be in the videos. It looks like they can tell what's going on with him, and it seems that it's been going on for a while. He's not really aware of what he's doing. If you watch a lot of his videos, he's just kind of rambling on.
I haven't slept. I've been waiting to get here. Now we're here. I have my family to fight for. You've never come across something like this. Hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream come true. It feels good.
He's not really making a whole lot of sense with the things he's saying, which is very common when you go through a mental health crisis. It looks like he needs some serious psychological intervention. Hopefully he gets the help he needs, and hopefully he's not as much of a danger to society and to himself as he appears to be. Another thing that I find kind of annoying about this whole thing is so many people are talking about how if he went to go fight Joe Rogan would kick his ass. Now, we all know that's a fact. This guy is not aware of what he's doing.
Lights out. I'm gonna choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens, because like to wake up from that dream, break it on me.
I think in the past, some of his videos, he may have been pretending to be manic to get attention on social media. But right now, he appears to be going through something serious.
I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping. Because I have something actually to fight for.
You can just tell by his disheveled appearance, and I know for the Liver King, he usually looks kind of disheveled. He talks about how he doesn't shower, he doesn't really groom himself, but he's been wearing clothes that are dirty. He looks like he's almost homeless at this point, and his fingernails, like in one of the videos you can see, are really dirty. He's got stains on his shirts. That's not normal behavior for a fitness influencer that's presenting a certain image. He obviously takes care of his body, and he obviously does some kind of self-care. He's definitely looking pretty rough. Steroid use, especially excessive abuse of steroids, is definitely gonna age you faster, and I really hope that at some point he starts to realize he's getting older and that he can scale it back and get himself back to a normal baseline. I really hope that the Liver King gets the help he needs. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not really a fan of a lot of these charlatans online who lie to make money off of people. I really don't like when someone's a fake natty, and there were actual people who believed he was natural, and they thought taking these liver capsules or these powders that he was selling, that they were going to end up achieving a physique like his. Steroid use could contribute to the psychosis. He's clearly taking an exorbitant amount of steroids. He's not just taking TRT. They've already released what he was taking. There was a whole bunch of different compounds he was using. So obviously that's gonna have an impact on his emotional regulation, but there's clearly something more to it than just steroid use that's putting him in this state of psychosis. More people should see this kind of thing and have an understanding that this could happen to anybody. It's a terrifying thing to go through. I pray that not very many people have to go through it. I know what it's like, and it's a terrifying thing when you come out of it because you look back on how you were acting and it's horrifying. Hopefully the police and the government make sure that he's not a threat to anybody. It's pretty alarming what he was doing in Austin. The fact that he actually made the trip there and he was making videos, making actual threats towards him. Hopefully it's not as serious as it looks, but he definitely appears to be a danger to himself himself and other people. We live in a world where a lot of people like to see the downfall of other people and they like to applaud it online. I don't know if these people are not happy with their lives, but at the end of the day, no matter what you think of the Liver King, he's still a human being, and human beings don't deserve to suffer. Now, once again, I'm not condoning the fact that he was uttering threats to Joe Rogan. I don't think anybody deserves that kind of treatment. I don't even think Joe Rogan has even responded to any of this. Hopefully they find some way to intervene and prevent him from hurting himself and hurting other people. That's all I got for this video. If you want to discuss this topic, let me know in the comments. If you want to like and subscribe to this video, it helps me reach more people with this message, and it helps me with the algorithm as well as helping me build this channel. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. See you in the next video. I'm out.